So obviously, student athletes don't just step into high school and decide, I'm going to be a college athlete. It doesn't happen like that. It starts many, many years earlier. I know we have 6 soccer players up here today. So my guess is, recognize those 6, absolutely. They had a big win last night over Troy. Number 3 in the state, Troy. We beat them 3-2, so way to go, ladies. But so my guess is many years ago, all of you young ladies started playing probably kindergarten soccer through BHYSL, or maybe even prior to that. And as things went on, as every other athlete up here, you started at a young age, you excelled in that sport at a young age, you decided this is something that not only am I good at, I'm passionate about, and I'm going to put a lot of effort into that. And at the culmination of your high school career, you are now going to sign a national letter of intent to play at the college level. So that I congratulate you for. Way to go. Please understand that you've put a lot of time and effort into your craft, and that is just the beginning. What you're going to find out is next fall when you go to school, the work is just going to begin. It's going to be very difficult. You're going to be away from home probably for the first time, for an extended period of time, and everyone on that roster is going to be equally as talented. So it's time to grind, time to get to work, and earn your spot. Right now, what I'd like is for all you student athletes to stand up and give a big ovation to your parents, who not only paid for your endeavors, but also carted you around from a young age, and probably thanked the good Lord when you turned 16 and were able to drive yourself. Without further ado, I'd like to ask that Coach Dave Lumsden, our girls golf coach, come up and recognize Avery Law, who will be playing golf at Northwood University next year. David?
All right. Okay, so I first met Avery on the golf course during tryouts. It was a par 5. I was way up on a hill watching the girls tee off, expecting that I was well out of range of any of the girls. And so I watched them one after one tee off, and a couple of them rolled kind of close to me. And then a ball went flying over my head and landed about 100 yards behind me. I'm like, who's that? That's Avery. Oh, okay. So ever since day one, she was something special on the golf course. Season stats for the 2024 season. Her 9-hole average was a 39, 18-hole average was a 81. Her best 9-hole was a 39, and her best 18 was a 76. Avery shot an 82 in our regional tournament, leading our team to 3rd place overall, which qualified us for states. A team that nobody thought would make it to states, and we did it. At states, she averaged an 86.5 over the 2 days, placing us 14th. And that's 14th at the state final, and that's out of there were 18 teams at the state final, but there are 82 D1 girls golf teams in Michigan, and we were 14, so that's pretty awesome. Avery was a team captain for both her junior and senior years. She received All-State Honorable Mention for the 2024 season. And she led our 2024 team to the Michigan All-State Academic Team. She's going to play this fall for Coach Dave Turner at Northwood University. Go Timberwolves. I know you're going to do great there. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you all the luck.
Thank you, Dave, and congratulations, Avery. At this time, I'd like to bring to the podium Dave Whitmire to speak on behalf of Thomas O'Hara, who will be playing football at Albion College. Thomas, please stand and line again.
right, before I talk about Thomas here, yeah, stay standing, please. Before I talk about Thomas here, I just want to congratulate all the athletes on your accomplishments over the last 4 years. Congratulations. So when Thomas started playing football, his journey began. Wasn't so easy. He knew he had to put the work in and the dedication in. And if he did, he knew he was going to get the reward that he's receiving today. Over the past 4 years, T has grown tremendously, both on the field and off the field. He's definitely learned through his adversity, and that has built his character that he has today. T was never handed anything, but through his willingness to make himself a better player and person, he kept pushing and pushing forward. And like I said before, he has been rewarded to play at the next level. Thomas's football journey has been far from typical. He was faced with his fair share of adversity and roadblocks, starting with not having a freshman team and getting thrown into the fire with zero prior experience. He didn't really get a chance to learn and develop at an early level, but no matter how many setbacks came his way, T faced his challenges head on and never backed down. When he finally got his opportunity to play at the end of his sophomore year, he made his presence known on the field. T always put in the extra work, both in season and during the off season. He never missed high school workouts, and after high school workouts, he drove 45 minutes to get in even more training. He made that drive twice a week, plus an extra day on the weekend. Regardless of the outcome of the playing time, T showed up and gave everything that he had each and every day. Thomas has chosen Albion College as the next stop in his academic and athletic career. I know Thomas and his parents can't wait to see how far he can go and what he will do at the next level. T, you've earned this moment. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dan. Next, we ask to the podium Coach Brown. He will be recognizing Brianna Bree Young, who will be attending and playing at Schoolcraft College.
You ready, Bree? Okay. When I first met Bree, like 4 years ago, and she had a lot of potential. But people don't realize when you play for Coach Brown, you got to also help me coach the middle school. And she did a great job. We was undefeated last year. She did a great job. We had our ups and downs because I like to push her to the end. But she loved the workout. She loved workout. And I go back and we won the district championship last year. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the fans, I don't know if we would have won it. The fans came through for us. And I preach that all the time. I said, we got to stick together. We got to help all the sports. We got to come together as a team and as a family. Because when we come together, we can do a lot of good things. Now get back with Bree. All right? Bree, in the beginning of the season, I said, Bree, I know you can hit 30 points. That was our goal, hit 30 points. She had 27, she had 28. It was getting closer and closer. Then it started getting easy to her. And when she hit that big 30-point, I was so happy. The whole team. Because Bree the type of kid, she bring everybody together. When it come to dancing, I'm being honest, she could dance too. Her and the girls, she do a good job. And she turned around and broke 1,000 points too. When she hit that 1,000-point, I was like, wow, Bree, what you can't do. And I remember in the playoff against Southfield, she didn't score a lot. And I was like, wow, we won that game. Southfield beat us twice. We won that game. And I was just trying to figure, damn, Bree really didn't score. What did she do? You know, so we got statisticians needed to stats. Do you know Bree ended up having 22 rebounds in one game? It was amazing. 22 rebounds, Bree. We set the bar up here, so you got the other girls coming back. And all I want you to do is continue coming back, working out. Because we used to work all summer. The gym is always open. And she do a phenomenal job. And the whole team, where the rest of the team at? Can they raise their hand? Come on, I know we got more than that. They all grade point average was like a 3.5 or better. The whole team. I've never been around nothing like that. That showed we had a special type team. So all I'm asking everybody to do, we're gonna praise you, Bree. We're gonna definitely be up there to watch you play. All right? We're gonna watch you play. Come back and see us. Stick with the program. And from now on, we all gotta show up to them other sports. Because I went to the game yesterday, that soccer game. Unbelievable. You know, they beat that team. I was cold, but we was there and they won it. And I don't think that some of the parents and some of the kids don't realize the impact that the sports have for the school. We got the academic, we got the sports, but we all gotta come together. We gotta come together, we gotta support one another. And that soccer team, I know all the girls, so and all of them, they tough. The cross team, they tough. You know, Carter, he went up there and threw that no-hitter. I ain't never heard and seen nothing like that before. But we don't know about it, but we got kids here that's really tough in what they do. We just gotta support a little bit more and come out a little bit more and Bree, continue doing what you're doing. No crying right now, okay? We don't want no crying. Bree will cry on you in a minute. Okay? That's all I have to say. I appreciate everybody.
Thank you, Coach Brown. Next, we will honor Dominic Dostal, who will be going to Saginaw Valley University to play golf. And we're going to ask Coach Scott Hayes to come speak on his behalf.
I'm Scott Hayes, and before I get started, to the 23 athletes sitting before me, congratulations. There's not many people out of the 1,700 people that go to school here who will be playing at the next level. So good for you. Very seldom do you remember a kid that was playing JV when I was coaching varsity, but I remember the exact moment that I realized who Dominic was. It was 4 years ago in March. I'm writing out my roster to send all the parents and the players, and I put his name down next to his people in purple, which is the JV team, Asher Langwell, Ryan Rose, and a couple others, and I spelled Dominic with a C, and if anyone knows Dominic, his name is spelled with a K. That evening, I got a quick email correcting me, and from then on, I know exactly who Dominic was. He was not on my radar at all. The next year, at tryouts, he astounded everyone. He was hitting it long, he was hitting it straight, and he was on the team. The amazing thing is that year, he was shooting in the 70s regularly. If you know golf at all, he's hitting it over 300 yards. If you know golf at all, he led our team to eighth place in the state championship. He was an integral part of that. Then I want to read what I read at the banquet in his sophomore year. Where did this kid come from? He's hitting his drives well over 300 yards consistency, but darn, they don't find the fairway. His short game is nothing short about it. He's mostly right on target with the proper distance. What I enjoyed about Dom the most is his Mona Lisa smile. It's just a little smile that kind of sneaks up on you and you don't really know what's going on. He played the most rounds that year in the low 80s and the mid 70s. His low score was 72. If I remember correctly, at one time he was 3 under after 12 holes. The kid For those that don't realize that practice makes you a lot better, over the summer between his freshman year and his sophomore year, he improved greatly. Last year, he got even better. He led our team to 6th place in the state. I couldn't be more proud of this young man who used to be shorter than me and now towers over me. He's going to be a great asset at Saginaw Valley College or University. And I'm going to miss him. And you're not replaceable, but we'll move on. Congratulations, and have a great, great college career.
Thank you, Scott. Congratulations, Dominic. Next, we're going to recognize our mainstay at goalie for our field hockey team for the last several years, Kayla Wiggins, and Coach Summer Aldridge will talk about her.
So this is my 4th year, heading into my 4th year as the head field hockey coach. And so Kayla has been with me as long as I've been with the program. And the one piece of advice that I got from the previous head coach was, let Kayla do her thing. Because Kayla is one of those players that shows up every single day, ready to put in the work to make everyone better for everyone around her. Kayla received her first set of all-state honors as a sophomore. She was honorable mention. They made their own category for her. It was pretty special on the call. They're like, she wouldn't get recognized, she deserves it. They made her own category at honorable mention. Second team as a junior, first team as a senior. And beyond that, I think the impact that Kayla has had on our program is relatively new. Her parents were a major part of getting that program started. Has been that she has been training up a lot of those underneath her, and honestly, she was an extension of our coaching staff this year with our younger goalies, and that's something that I could not replace. We made it to the state quarterfinals the last few years, and it's because of our strong defense and because of Kayla in net. And that type of impact that one player has on a program is something that we're going to feel for all the years to come. I'm going to miss calling out Kayla's name during games, cheering on for Wiggy, and I know that she's going to be missed by all of her teammates as well. So I'm so excited that you're going to play at the next level, Kayla, our first field hockey commitment so far in this program, and I know that you'll do great things.
Thank you, Summer and Kayla. I apologize. I don't believe I announced that you'll be attending Lincoln Memorial University, so I apologize for that. Next, we'll recognize Pierce Shea, who'll be playing tennis for the University of Michigan, and his private coach, Chris Shea, will speak on his behalf.
So I had a speech prepared, and it just kind of dawned on me that all these coaches are saying, when I met this student or when I met that student, I met Pierce when he was born because I'm his uncle. And you know, as far as I can remember, I was a private tennis coach. He loved tennis. He would carry a racket around it just got into his body, into his soul. And the one thing I would say about Pierce, he is persistent. And so I used to use the word grit, but Dan Campbell stole it, so now it's like I'm copying him. But persistence is what Pierce is all about. He's worked so hard for this. He's managed the up and downs so well. And, you know, going to Michigan, playing tennis there, in fact, I played tennis there. And I'll be honest, I'm a little emotional actually. I didn't realize this was going to be as big as it is. And this is a moment when he signed, you know, I feel like there's always work to be done. A couple of coaches have alluded to it. You know, there's more work to do when you go to school there, you want to play, you want to perform well. I have no doubt that he is going to be a serious asset to that team. And, you know, I'm just super proud at this moment because there was a lot of work that went into it, and I'm sure congratulations to all you guys. Everybody knows the work, the driving, the tournaments, the competition, what it takes, And so I'm just really proud. I know he's going to be amazing there, and I can't say enough about you, and congratulations. And when my brother and I go up there and watch you, and Amy and all your I'm sure Connor's up there somewhere, but I can't wait to see this next chapter through. So congratulations.
Okay, so this is the next chapter of our production today, where we recognize basically the entire soccer team. So I'm going to announce several girls and where they'll be going to school, and then I'm going to ask Alan Zachariah, their coach, to come up and speak on their behalf, and he'll just continue and he'll announce who he's recognizing next. So without further ado, we're going to recognize Lauren Cusin, who will be playing soccer at Indiana University, Indianapolis. Then not with us today is Elena Parada. She'll be playing soccer at Marist University, but we'll skip over here today as she is not here. And then Charlotte Barocchi, playing soccer at Albion College. Sophia Spano, who will be attending the Central Michigan University Fire Up Chips. Emma Henry, who will be playing at University of Detroit Mercy. And rounding out our soccer contingent will be Chloe Sallow, who will be playing at Albion College.
All right. Firstly, I'm going to echo the other coaches, and I just want to congratulate all of you guys. I grew up here, and I lived nearby here, and I'm just really proud of all you guys to make it to the next level. Not only the soccer players, but all the athletes. Congratulations to all of you guys. It's really, really well done. Really proud to be able to have the moment to talk about our soccer program and our soccer girls. These young athletes, they were freshmen when we won our state title in 2022, and there's no doubt that they're standing on the shoulders of giants, and those players impacted them. And I'm just so excited to see what these girls are going to do to our girls, and to see the seeds that they've planted, and to see what happens in the future from them being able to watch their role models. So really proud of what these girls have become and where they're at, and so excited for their futures as they move forward. I'm going to start with Lauren. I had a chance to meet Lauren as a freshman, and we had a really good team at that year. And so, at that time we were set at center back, but I took a look at her, and within 10 minutes I knew that she was going to be the best center back that we've ever had in the program. And not only that, but to me, and I've told this to her before our program, she's the best center back in the state of Michigan. She has it all. Yeah, please. She has it all as a center back. Prototypical center back, very good with her feet, can play diagonal balls, can connect in the midfield, wins head balls, wins challenges, always wins challenges. And if we ever have a corner kick, your money's on Lauren to win that ball and to score that goal. And that's going to be a huge asset for her when she goes into college. She's quick, she's fast, and she's got a great toughness that you need as a defensive player and as a center back. And she really reads the game really well and has become even better and better as a communicator. Really, really proud of you, Lauren. So excited for the next chapter. She's going to be an outstanding talent at the Division I level, and I have no doubt that you're going to be a multi-year starter there. Congratulations. Moving on, we're going to talk about Charlotte Barocchi. Charlotte, like Lauren, was involved in the JV program in her freshman year, and then as we got into her sophomore year, she came to tryouts and really caught her eye. And it's not easy to make our team as a freshman, sophomore, but the thing that really stood out to me was her toughness, her determination, her athleticism, and one of my favorite moments in her career. There's a couple, but one of them on the field was in our district final when we beat Troy. I think it was a couple years ago. With Charlotte, you see the grit and the hard work, and she came in the last 10 minutes and we needed to lock down the game, and we put her out wide, and she absolutely locked the team down. Where they're pushing players forward, she locked her side down, put it back to their end, and we won another district championship. She's continued to grow as a player. Just watching her, she hasn't had a chance to play much this year due to injuries, but we saw her for about 10 minutes, and I saw immense growth from last year to this year. She's going to be a great asset as a wide back. That's where I project her at the next level. She's going to be a great asset with her hard work, her determination, and her ability as a defender. And the last story I'm going to tell you about her is, unfortunately, again, last year, Charlotte had some injuries, and she couldn't be able to participate in our regional final game last year. But the spirit that this young lady showed in that game, being injured, I remember her being right behind me, just absolutely cheering her team on, and that led to her winning the Coaches Award last year. And that just says everything about her and her spirit and her character. Congratulations. Good luck to you, Charlotte. You're going to do great at Albion. Next, we have Sophia Spano. Sophia was one of 2 girls to make our varsity team as a freshman, and as I mentioned, it's really, really difficult to make our team as a freshman, and she's been a 4-year player for us. The thing about Sophia is she's a complete player. You can play this girl anywhere because she is an absolute soccer player. You can play her in the center of the park, you can play her out wide, she can score goals, she can play the killer pass, she can play as a target. She just has a great understanding of the game. Tactically, probably the brightest girl that we've had in our program in the 10 years that I've been coaching here. She's like a coach on the field and sees the game at a different level. Technically, outstanding player. And on top of that, what great grit, what great determination, what great ambition that she exhibits to push herself to be the best and to push her teammates to be the best. And she's turned out to be an outstanding captain and an outstanding leader. In my opinion, one of the best midfielders in the state of Michigan. We're excited for her to go off to the Division I level to play at Central Michigan University. We don't get very many Division I players here at Bloomfield, but we're proud to have her to be able to compete at that level. Congratulations, Sophie. Next, we have Emma Henry. Emma was one of our other players who made it as a freshman 4 years ago on our state championship team, and I remember in tryouts seeing this player, and initially I thought maybe she's gonna play a good role. We'll see. It's hard to play as a freshman. And about 2 games in, we inserted her at outside midfielder, and from that point on, she started every single game for our program. The work rate, the athleticism, the ability, the skill, off the charts. She's one of the best that we've ever had here. UAD is very, very fortunate to be getting her, and I think they've got very lucky to have her, because I'm gonna predict this, that she's gonna be a starter as a freshman next year. I think she's that good to go off to the Division I level and be a starter. Character-wise, off the charts. Coachability, off the charts. Just really excited for what she presents, and she's just continued to evolve her game. She's probably going to be a wide player at the next level, but plays centrally for us just because she's such a good player, defensively and on the attack. Really excited for you, Emma. You've been unbelievable to have here, and honestly one of the best that we've ever had. Congratulations. Last but not least, Chloe Salad. Chloe's been a 3-year starter for us, and played in the JV program in her freshman year because we had a lot of talent up front. But for the last 3 years, has been a starter. Sometimes we jump in and play with the girls, and I remember playing with Chloe last year, and she is your prototypical number 9, a central forward. Really hard to get the ball off, and really good with her back to goal. But what I've loved about Chloe over the last 3 years is she's just developed her game. And we talk about this in pregame. Not only can she check to a ball and hold the ball, now she's learning how to run in behind Now she's learning to get the ball, turn players, and run at them. And now she's learning to finish with both feet. Albion's gotten a great player, and again, I predict great things for her at Albion. I think that she's going to be a multi-year starter, and she's going to be an outstanding player for that program. We're blessed to have someone of her talents to be a center forward for us to finish all those goals, and on top of that, what a sweet, kind young lady that we're so blessed to have in our program. Congratulations.
Well, I think I'm done for the day. Alan, I'd like you to host the rest of this. Phenomenal job. Ladies, congratulations. And a great game last night. Nice job. Next, we're going to recognize Reggie Hinton. Reggie's going to be attending Grand Valley State. Following Reggie, we're just going to ask Coach Julie Calgary to stay up here, as she'll also be recognizing Jeremy Solomon, who will be running track at Kalamazoo College. That being said, Julie Calgary, please come up.
Hey, all right. We got it. Reggie. Where to begin with Reggie? Known Reggie for 4 years. Reggie's been by far the one and only consistent person that I've coached in high jump for 4 years. He's an incredibly versatile athlete. The first time I ever saw him jump, I was astounded because, I mean, he's not super tall, but Reggie could clear any height that you put him up to. He could scissor kick 5'10". He could just any bar you put up there, he could clear. And just recently, he broke his own school record. He jumped 6'5.5" at our last meet. Reggie's also currently about an inch off of the long jump record. He jumped 20'6" last week, and it's 20'7". So this weekend, that's going to happen. I want to break that record. Reggie's also versatile in like sprinting. If we ask him to run on the 4x1, 4x2, jump into something, he is always more than willing to come in and help out his teammates. I'm very proud of him. I can't say enough good things about him. He's a great person. I'm really going to miss him when he goes. Congratulations. Jeremy. All right, Jeremy. I have to tell you that when Jeremy asked me to do this, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, it is no big deal." He goes, "There are a few people there, just say something." Now I followed all these people, and I was like, "Wait until I have him alone. We're going to discuss what it means to be just casual when you're talking." But Jeremy, I've known him for 4 years as well. He was on the sprinting side. I didn't get to have as much time with him. He's had several coaches over the past 4 years, but I've seen Jeremy really mature as a sprinter over the course of his career. He has come back from some injuries that, he's come back from some injuries that have really put his seasons kind of patchwork here and there. He's worked very hard to get healthy. He wants to stay healthy. He has been a really driving force this year on our 4x1 and 4x2 teams. He really stepped in when I first started and there was like just me coaching and there was 100 and some kids. And Jeremy really stepped in. He's like, "I got you. I will help you with whatever you need." And that's the kind of leader that I know he's going to be when he goes to college. He's dedicated to improving himself, very coachable, team leader. I wish I would have gotten to, have more time with him and know him better, but all I've seen is his maturity, and he's going to be an amazing athlete at the next level. Congratulations.
Thank you, Julie. Next, we're going to recognize Centeyu Ty Levinson. Ty's going to continue his cross-country and track and field experience at Michigan State University, and Dave Richardson's going to speak on his behalf.
Hey, how's it going? I was told to keep this short because apparently the last time I did this it was way too long, and you guys don't need to listen to that anyways. I've known Ty for 4 years. I'm still going to give you some gripe that you skipped on your freshman year and played that other sport in the fall. That's soccer. We kind of teased Ty back and forth a little bit. He played soccer for a couple years in varsity and also ran cross country for me, which is pretty phenomenal that you could even do both at such a high level. But Ty's one of those kids that came in and all the kids were like, wait till you see this kid run, he's unbelievable. And I kind of rolled my eyes and went, oh great, another one of these. And he came out to the track, and the first day we did some distance, and I just kind of laughed and went, this kid can absolutely run, like wow. And as the year went on, it was just amazing how much he improved throughout the year. Continuously working at getting better and always wanting, he's like, coach, come on, like what's the record, what do I have to do? What are my times, what are my splits? Like we've got to get it down. Like we're always trying to get that PR, and we're always trying to get that record going after it. And over the years, he's just been worked so hard in cross country. When he came out his sophomore year, I worked with another coach at the time, and I told him, I said, wait till you see him run. And he just kind of looked at me, same thing I said before. He rolled his eyes at me, and I said, I'm telling you, wait till you see him run. And after the first mile, if you guys don't know, cross country, it's a 5K, so it's 3.1. The first mile, he went around about 4:50. And the other coach looked over at me and he goes, he's never going to make it the next 2 miles. Yeah, he did make it the next 2 miles. He finished second in his first race in cross country and was just unbelievable. And just continued that model throughout the next 2 years. And every year in cross country, he qualified. He was actually all league, all region, and all state for 2 years, which is pretty phenomenal. We've never had an athlete ever do that before. But when you see a kid really work at that work, and I know he had to deal with me, and it's really hard. When you start in June and you're going all the way up till November to that state meet, and I think we started off this year at like 8 or 9 miles a day. We were trying to hit about 10 miles a day, and if you calculate that in your head, yes, it's about 1,200 miles. That's a lot of miles underneath your feet, and to stay healthy, which was phenomenal. Like he always managed to stay healthy, and communicated with us if something was a little tender, and just a phenomenal athlete. Like I said, as a runner, and as a coach, it's kind of once in a lifetime you get a young man like this, and it's the only time I've ever said this. But for Ty, the farther he goes, the faster he gets, which is just scary to me because in college you go from a 5K to a 10K, and I keep saying, I'm going to really enjoy watching you on TV. Just unbelievable. Just for a time-wise, because I know you know what they are, he's run the 3,200 in 9:20, which is pretty unbelievable. He's run a 1,600 in 4:31. And then when you're looking at his 5K, it was 15:26, which if you figure that out, that's like running 3 450s back to back to back, which is pretty unbelievable. But I can always see you getting better. Congratulations to all of you. You guys have worked really hard for it, and just keep working at it. There's times where you're going to be like, oh, I don't like this. But keep at it. Like you guys have all earned it.
Now we will have 3 softball players recognized. The first being Sienna LaSala. She'll be playing softball at Northwood University. And then Madison Gerhardt, attending Heston College. Then Anna Carlson, who will be attending University of Maine. Coach Phil Appel will be recognizing all of them.
I wanted to extend my congratulations to everybody here too. This is this is what it means to be a coach. You get to honor people who've worked their butts off and achieved their goals. Thanks for hiring me, Whit. Thanks for hiring me, Mike. Sienna. When I got the text from Sienna after this was announced, she said, "Will you speak for me at signing day?" All I could remember was being really choked up and didn't know what to say and said I'd be honored to. It was obvious from her initial tryout as a freshman that we had a really special player. We put her at shortstop day one, and she has been there ever since. There's nothing easier than filling out the lineup card. Sienna LaSala, number 7, shortstop, leadoff, or in previous years, second or third. We can always count on her to have great at-bats, be aggressive on the bases, get a steal or two, take an extra base, get a key hit, advance the runners, and drive runners in. In the field, she's made some crazy plays, getting to foul balls you never thought she would get to, making some plays up the middle, spinning and throwing to first and throwing her out, and throwing people out at home from a deep cutoff from left field. Those runners had no idea what was coming at them. She's just fun to watch play every day. And our team, she's won a bunch of awards, all from the leagues, from the district, good fielding, good hitting. But with Sienna, it's not just the on-the-field play that I'll always remember. It's how hard she works, how much she cares, and most importantly, how she has grown into an amazing person, an amazing player. Her freshman year, she was already great, but she was young and sometimes a little immature. She'd be a little late sometimes. I remember at districts, her and a couple players were 10 minutes late, and I thought Whitmire was going to kick her off the team right there. I'm kind of glad he didn't. We all became way better for it, but it was a close call. There are 2 conversations since then that really ring true to me. One is, it was between games. She didn't have her best game. Everybody was out getting sandwiches. She was on the bench and almost inconsolable in tears, saying, "Why am I so bad? Why am I killing this team?" Which, by the way, couldn't be any farther from the truth. We never would have won 2 districts in a row, going for 3, if she wasn't on the team. But it showed how much she cared about not just herself and her stats, but really how she cared about the team. Then last year, we were hitting in the cage at practice one day, and we were picking up balls after she hit, and she looked at me and she said, "As I look back, I don't think if I was a coach I really would have liked myself as a freshman." And I've never seen such self-reflection in a 17-year-old. And I knew right then that she was going to be the captain of this team, and it was obvious that she had grown into an amazing, thoughtful, and really great young lady. This year, as one of the 2 captains on the team, there's nothing that we do that we don't run by our captains, whether it's who playing where we should bat, how we should do cutoffs, how we should do strategies. These 2 captains have really been amazing and grown into and really have made my first year as head coach really easy. There is no one I have enjoyed coaching more, no one I have enjoyed getting to know more. I look forward to watching you continue to grow as a person and as a player, and I will be in your corner all the time. Northwood University is getting a great player. Good luck. I'm going to do you last. I'm switching the order. My hats are in this order. So, Anna. Kind of same with Sienna. When she asked me to do this, I was really just humbled and taken aback. I'm so lucky to have been allowed to be your coach and be a small part of your growth as a player, person, and eventually captain of this team. I remember distinctly your guys' tryouts freshman year. We had a pretty good team already, but I looked at Whit and said, we're really going to be good. These 2 are going to push us over the edge. I was saying to one of the older players, said, you and the 2 freshmen are going to be the best players we ever had, and it's really worked out that way. It was obvious what an exceptional talent she was in the first 20 minutes, just watching her warm up and play catch. We knew we had something special. She immediately was our starting pitcher and a starting outfielder. left fielder, although she became the center fielder. And she was a fantastic pitcher. I know she doesn't believe that, and she still is a fantastic pitcher, no matter how little she wants to do it. But truly, watching you play outfield is amazing every day. It is something special. Both of my kids were outfielders, and and they were pretty good, but every time the ball was hit to them, I would close my eyes because I had no idea what was going to happen. Now every time the ball's hit to Anna, I just know the ball's going to get caught, it's going to get thrown to the right place, and if for some reason somebody's silly enough to run on her, they're going to get thrown out. I can't count the number of amazing plays she's made, but the one against Seaholm last week was pretty good. She made a diving play in the gap, and no one thought she was going to get there, and it was just special, and it's even more special because of who it was against. Anna plays travel for Turning 2, and she always wears a t-shirt that says 1% better every day. I cannot think of another person that works to fulfill that mission more than she does. She comes to our practice from hitting practice. She goes home and she hits. She goes to speed training. She constantly improves. Her accomplishments on this team are too many to mention. District recognitions, league recognitions, most home runs. She's the person we've relied on every inning of every game, except for the 4 she missed with a sore thumb for running into the catcher. First time Libby knew where the ball was. But it isn't just those on-the-field skills that have grown and flourished. It's her outspoken leadership and the respect she has from everyone on the team that is equally impressive. As a freshman, she was really quiet. She didn't say very much, went about her business, was a really large contributor to the team, but she was a little shy. There's a picture of her that year that I remember, and she's walking on the bench, and she just has this giant smile on her face, and I'm looking at her going, it's good to know she's happy. She didn't really let us know that much that freshman year. Sophomore year, she started getting a little more vocal. She would mention some things to other players that she thought when it was appropriate. Last year, she would pull us aside and make some suggestions or help us understand what was going on with the team and the team chemistry. This year, as captain, she is 100% coming to her own. We consult with her on almost every decision. Like I said, who plays where, what order, what strategies we should use. She knows more about it than we do anyway, so we may as well ask her. She holds her teammates accountable. She holds her coaches accountable. She speaks out after every game as to what we did well and what we should work on. Every player on the team knows that when Anna speaks, they need to listen because she knows what she's talking about. They have an utmost respect for her. She leads by both example and by voice, and I cannot wait to follow the Maine Black Bears next year. Hopefully we can get out to a game. And don't forget us, because we won't forget you. I know I'll be telling Anna Carlson stories my entire life. Congratulations. Sorry. It was hard to get this hat, by the way. Madison, congratulations on just an amazing accomplishment. Maddie has taken a little different path than a lot of these kids. I don't think she even knew she wanted to play softball 5 years ago. She was on JV for 2 years. Last year she had like 12 at-bats. I think 10 games or so into the season last year, she asked Coach Whitmire if she could talk to him. And we've all coached a lot, and anytime a kid comes and says, I want to talk to you, it's like, how come I'm not playing more? How come I'm not doing this? How come I'm not doing that? It was none of that. All Maddie said was, I really want to get better in this game. How can I get better? What can I do? And when Whit told me that, I said, we're going to find her some teams to play on. We got her some games with the Jags. She joined the Precision Patriots, and she got to play this fall and really show what she can do. She played a lot of positions. She hit the heck out of the ball all the time, and she's really started to come into her own. We're going to count on her this year. She's our 5th hitter. We need her to come through if we're going to win our 3rd straight district and beat Seaholm and go on to the regionals. But with Maddie, it won't just be the softball that I remember, no matter how good she gets. With Maddie, it is her that I will always remember. It is how she gets along with everyone on the team, how she's always smiling and her smile lights up the dugout. and how she finds the players who are feeling nervous or are struggling, and she calms them down. It is the adversity she overcomes. It is how she is our unofficial trainer, mostly because she's had every injury that you could have, so she knows what to do. And it's how much she cares about all her friends and her teammates. For someone like me, whose glass is almost always half empty, to look at Maddie and know hers is always half full is just an amazing feeling. You're an invaluable part of this team. You have made my life better for knowing you. I hope I can give you a small percentage of what you've given to me just getting to know you these last few years. You're an amazing kid. I'll miss you. Like I said, don't ever forget about us. Always be here for you. Always, wherever life takes you, know you have a friend, supporter, and admirer in me. Good luck next year.
Thank you, Phil. Next, we will honor Tyler Marks, who will be playing baseball at Kalamazoo Valley Community College. Stephen Gatlin will speak on his behalf.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congrats to all you guys. This is arguably one of the best days of your lives because you see this on TV, and now it's a reality. So congrats again to everybody. Thanks again, everyone, for being here today. This is a moment every young athlete dreams about when they have that opportunity presented to play at the next level. Today, this moment belongs to Tyler Marks. From day one, Tyler has shown he has the mindset, work ethic, and heart to handle it all. He's never made excuses. He just kept grinding and carried himself with class every step of the way. He's a kind of individual player who leads without a word, or leads without saying a word, unless you're his brother or his sister. They may say otherwise. But when he does speak, people listen. On the field, he's always given 110%. Off the field, he's the kind of teammate that makes everyone around him better. Coaching him since age 9, and I've watched him grow not just as a ball player, but as a person, and now all that dedication has paid off. I'm proud to say Tyler will be continuing his academic and baseball career at Kalamazoo Valley Community College, and he won't be done there. They're not just getting a great player, they're getting a great leader, a competitor, and a young man with a bright future. That all starts at home. Congrats to Tommy and Jesse. You guys have done a great job. Tyler, we're so proud of you. This is just the beginning. Keep playing the game the right way, keep working hard, and stay true to who you are. No matter where this game takes you, remember, you've always got your family and a team in your corner. Tyler, I want you to know I'm proud of you to have coached you and be a part of your baseball journey. You've left a mark, and we're all better for it. I know you're going to be incredible and do great things at KVCC on the field and in the classroom and in life. Keep leading, keep learning, keep grinding, and never lose the love for the game that brought you here. Let's give it up for Tyler Marks.
Thank you, Coach Gatledge. Next, we're going to honor Sawyer Cooney, who will be going on to play baseball at Xavier University, and Coach Aaron Fields from All Fields Hitting will recognize Sawyer.
So I've known Sawyer for about the last 7.5 years, and as a baseball coach and mentor, and for him, he's always been a good player, and but more laid back. So we always pushed him, as a lot of our players, some of our players here know we push hard. But to his credit, as he's gotten older and matured, he's become a hard worker. And a couple years ago, probably during one of the best moments of his baseball career, he had one of the worst moments of his baseball career where he pitched really well. There was a video that was pretty popular on baseball social media, and a lot of big time college coaches and scouts saw it. And in that game, he got hurt. So over the last year, or the year after that, was spent rehabbing, coming back, and for him, it would have been very easy, at that time to kind of fold up and forget about trying to play in college. But he was able to work through it. Come back, and not just come back, the same, but come back much better. And that's a testament to hard work determination and the ability to get through adversity. And in baseball, your adversity is going to hit. And I always we've seen a lot of professional players, college players, and the one quality that the ones that are successful at the higher levels have is they're able to push through adversity. And for you, you're able to do that in high school. At the college level, you will be able to do that when things get hard. And one thing when you go to school, we've talked about it, the schedule, the demand for your time, early mornings, travel, having to balance academics with that, it does get tough. And this is for all the athletes. But for you, while you're in the process, it's hard. And sometimes you're going to feel like, I don't know if this is for me. But just keep pushing through, because you'll look back on it later in life, and that'll be this time, and then that time will be one of the best times of your life. So you just got to stay with that. And Sawyer, for you, you just got to keep doing what you're doing and working hard. And we've talked to a lot of people, and if you keep doing what you're doing and improving, you'll have a long career after college. So I appreciate you having me out. Thank you to the Cooney family as well, and very, very proud of you and your success so far.
Thank you, Aaron. Now let's recognize Devin Castro. He's going to be playing baseball at Rochester Christian University. His father, Brian Castro, will speak on his behalf.
All right, so I just found out about this about 30 minutes ago. I have known Devin, though, his whole life. And, one of the things that he's always been is a hard worker. And when he puts his mind to something, he really steps up and accomplishes, those goals. I know through the, coaching him since he was probably about 5 years old, all the way up until a few years ago. I try not to get emotional, but it's really hard. He's been just an amazing kid. His work ethic, his values, he never compromises any of that stuff. And he's much bigger than me now. And, one of the things he did a few years ago, he said, I want to get to 185, 190. And, he put on the weight, hitting the gym every day, never says no. I mean, somebody calls and says, hey, will you catch a bullpen for me? 10 o'clock at night, he walks in. And as soon as he starts a conversation with, he's wanting to go off to the gym or hang out with some friends and do that. So one of the things that, like I said, he's been a great role model to our youngest son. Takes him to the cages, works with them. He's a catcher, and I couldn't think of a better role model for him to have. So we love you. Congrats, man.
Thank you, Brian. At this time, we're going to recognize Peyton Parsons, who, this sounds like a tough gig. I'm going to be honest. All of you have wonderful places you're going, but this next one, Juventus residency to play soccer in Turin, Italy. Are you kidding me? That's unreal. Congratulations. His father, Dan Parsons, will recognize him.
I'm gonna try and get through this without crying. So I coached Peyton Parsons since from 3 years old to 15. The last 2 years that I coached, I was assistant coach with Paul Doro. Paul Doro is now the Oakland University coach, and I tease him saying that he got the job because of Peyton's skill, and they saw that he took a player like Peyton and made him into somebody what he is today. He started out as a natural goalkeeper. He played goalie up until 12 years old. He was always unselfish, and so whenever we needed a goal, we'd pull him out of goalie, or whenever we needed to score, we'd pull him out of goal. He'd come up, play midfield or something, and we'd find a way to try to secure a win. As a dad, his first word was ball, so I always knew he was going to be doing something related to that. His dream was to be a wide receiver for MSU, but he always had soccer ambitions. He's played for many teams around here: Carpathia Kickers, Liverpool, Michigan Stars, and eventually for Vardar MLS Next. I got a text from his Liverpool coach, Coach Louis Barrow. He's got an English accent, so when I say this, pure English in your head. Peyton was a brilliant player for me, strong, tough, great presence, and a bright football player. The balance he brings to the team with a lovely left foot is something every coach and team desires. His athleticism and tenacious attitude towards defending is what sets him apart. I have no doubt Peyton will continue to be successful at the next level. A follow-up text was, when he comes back, let me know. I might need him. Or I probably will need him. His Michigan Stars coach, his coach Toddy, he used to play for the Detroit Rockers and got to play with Maradona. He's from Argentina. Always compared Peyton with Fernando Redondo, one of his favorite Argentinian players. And when Peyton heard that, his confidence really soared, I think. And as a dad, I kept yelling out from the sidelines, "Let's go, Redondo. Come on. You know, time for you to step up." Soccer and football are in the same seasons in the fall, right? So he wanted to play football, but he couldn't play school soccer because he was playing for the other teams. His parents, me and his mom, said, "You have to pick one or the other." And he says, "Okay, I'll probably pick soccer." After every football practice, we'd ask, "Did you talk to the coaches?" And he said, "No, not yet." So somehow, Peyton played high school football and MLS soccer. So after football practice for 2 hours, he'd come home, eat something, get in the car, drive an hour and 15 minutes out to 36 Mile Road in Van Dyke, and play soccer for 2 more hours, and come home. So he did that for 2 years. So I don't know if you ever told the coaches you were playing football and soccer at the same time, but so that's tremendous dedication. And on the football team, he earned All-League. On the soccer field, he was noticed when we were at a Palm Springs tournament. The particular team is called Aventus. If you've ever heard of Ronaldo, Ronaldo played for Aventus for 3 years. This is an academy that is kind of a feeder team in the Serie A league in Italy. So this would be a tremendous opportunity. He'll have to learn Italian in the first year. And so hopefully drawing on some inspiration from his grandfather's stories. Peyton's mental and physical strength is undeniable. It's an honor for me to be up here for you. And so Peyton Parsons is proof that with heart and tenacity, anything's possible. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dan. We're getting dangerously close to dismissal, so if we hit that bell, I'm going to ask that everyone just stay still. We'll let them exit. It'll probably take about 10 minutes, and then we'll resume. Next, we're going to honor Gideon Perry, who will be going to fence at Wayne State University, and head coach from Renaissance Fencing, Todd Dressel, will speak on his behalf.
Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Dressel. I'm the founding partner of Renaissance Fencing Club, and I'm here to talk about GWID. Now, I see several members of our team here today in the stands, and they're walking out. Fencing is we develop our athletes through the club, and our club has enjoyed a great deal of success since our founding. We compete on a local, regional, national, even international level. But I'm here to talk about GWID, and so the first thing I need to do is thank Mom and Dad for bringing him out several years ago. GWID came out to the club, and it's really been my privilege to watch him learn and struggle and grow and struggle and then finally succeed at that level of competition. So congratulations, GWID. He's going to fence at Wayne State for my friend Andy Tulliners. Really thrilled that you're there. And one other thing is that I was the head coach at the University of Detroit Mercy for 22 years as their fencing coach. I served 2 terms on the NCAA fencing committee. So not just GWID, but all of you athletes going to varsity, congratulations. Thank you.
The last athlete we'll be honoring today is Adeline Senek. She is also a fencer and will be going to Notre Dame University. Her father and coach, Anatoly Senek, will speak on her behalf.
So, hi, I'm Ann Marsh-Senek. I'm actually the manager at Renaissance Fencing Club, and it's really exciting for me to see so many of our fencers and our 2 head coaches here today, including her father, Anatoly Senek. Although fencing is not a varsity sport at Bloomfield Hills High School, it has been a great facility for so many of our fencers, and we're really excited to have them be part of our fencing. I just want to talk about Adeline. I want to applaud her results and her hard work over the last 10 years. Adeline actually was very strong on the international platform for the last 2 or 3 years. She picked up 2 silver medals and 1 bronze medal at international events in Manchester, Budapest, Hungary, and Napoli, Italy. And she came in 5th at the Under-17 World Championships last year. And this year, she came in 25th at the Under-20 World Championships. And because of all these international and also her national results, it made her the #1 recruit for the University of Notre Dame. Thank you. The University of Notre Dame is actually her dream school, and partly because of, well, I don't think the mic is working. Okay. Partly because the University of Notre Dame has been the best collegiate fencing program in the NCAA's Division I over the last 10 years, and they've emerged as the premier training ground for fencers from all over the world, and so Adeline is very excited to join their ranks. I know that everybody's leaving and it's been a long day, but I do want to thank Bloomfield Hills High School for all their support. It's always hard for seniors to change schools in their final year of high school, but I think it was the right decision. And I know you carried an immense course load, Adeline, and so you've worked hard to make sure you got all the good grades that Notre Dame required for you to be accepted into the best fencing college in the United States. And I know when you're there, you'll be a top leader and that you'll achieve your higher goals, which are possibly to medal at the Under-20 World Championships and possibly make the Olympic team.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations, athletes. One last thing before we go ahead and sign, I want to let you know, obviously we're building a brand new health and wellness center, fancy term for weight room. Once a Blackhawk, always a Blackhawk. You're welcome to come back and work out here in the off season when you're home for vacations, whatnot. We'd appreciate seeing you in the building. With all that being said, please pick up your pens. It's time to sign.